the #1 most dangerous carb in the world, and it's not sugar. This content is for educational purposes only and should not replace professional medical advice. Always consult with healthcare professionals regarding dietary changes. The hidden enemy. Have you ever wondered if there's a carbohydrate that may impact your health even more than sugar? One that research shows can spike your blood sugar faster, stress your liver function, and contribute to inflammation throughout your body? Well, it exists. And no, it's not table sugar or even high fructose corn syrup. This one hides behind the label of safe, natural, and low sugar. But studies suggest it may be a significant factor in type 2 diabetes, fatty liver disease, and chronic fatigue. I'm talking about a carbohydrate that doesn't even taste sweet, but once inside your body, it converts to glucose in seconds. This is what research identifies as one of the most problematic carbs, and you're probably consuming it every single day without even knowing. Meet the real villain. This problematic carb is known as industrial starch, or in food labels it goes by names like modified cornstarch, 64-maltodextrin, potato starch, or tapioca starch. Sounds harmless, right? But the issue isn't starch itself, it's what processing has done to it. You see, natural starch, like the one found in potatoes or rice, exists in a complex form that your body breaks down slowly. Industrial starch, on the other hand, has been chemically processed, bleached, and refined in facilities until it becomes a hyperabsorbable powder. The result? A substance that research shows can spike your blood sugar faster than pure glucose, even faster than table sugar. Why it's so problematic? When you consume this starch, your blood sugar rises rapidly. Your pancreas responds by releasing insulin to bring it down. Over time, studies indicate this pattern may contribute to insulin resistance, fatty liver disease, and eventually type 2 diabetes. But the concerns don't stop there. Research suggests this refined starch may feed harmful gut bacteria, promote inflammation, and contribute to visceral fat accumulation, the type of fat stored around your organs. Studies also link it to the formation of small, dense LDL particles associated with cardiovascular concerns. And here's the thing, it's in everything, from protein bars and snacks marketed as healthy to baby formula and gluten-free bread. Even if the label says no sugar added, that doesn't necessarily mean it's optimal for metabolic health. The chemical processing. Let's look deeper. Industrial starch isn't just starch. It's processed using substances that raise questions among health researchers. Sodium phosphate, associated in studies with kidney stress and arterial calcification. Vinyl acetate, classified as a substance of concern by health agencies. Sodium hypochlorite, commonly known as bleach. Yes, all of these are approved for food use because they're generally recognized as safe. But here's what concerns researchers. Long-term effects of daily consumption over decades haven't been thoroughly studied. We consume these processed ingredients regularly, and metabolic health issues continue to rise at unprecedented rates. The invisible carb. Now here's something important to understand. You won't always find the word starch listed clearly in nutrition facts. It may appear under terms like modified, refined, or gluten-free base. You might see 16 grams of carbs, 0 grams of sugar, and think, that looks fine. But those unlisted grams, that's often industrial starch, the invisible carb that doesn't get highlighted, but may still significantly impact your metabolism. The problematic combination. Now, industrial starch alone raises concerns. But combine it with seed oils, the kind used in chips, crackers, and fries, and research shows you create a particularly problematic combination. Under high heat, starch and oil can react to create advanced glycation end products, compounds that studies associate with accelerated tissue aging, cognitive stress, and arterial stiffness. Think of your typical snack aisle. Chips, 60% starch, 30% seed oil. Crackers, 70% starch, 25% seed oil. Breakfast cereals, 80% starch, plus added sugar. Even bread has 75% starch, with added oil for texture. Each serving can cause rapid insulin spikes and energy crashes, creating a cycle that may affect your metabolic health. How it affects your body. The repeated blood sugar spikes from these starches do more than contribute to weight gain. Research indicates they may influence how your brain and hormones function. Your hunger hormones may become dysregulated, leading to increased cravings and more frequent eating. Your liver may shift towards fat storage instead of fat burning. And your cells may become less responsive to insulin, leaving glucose elevated in your bloodstream. It's not just a dietary concern. It's what researchers describe as metabolic adaptation that affects your entire system. The ultra-processed reality. Here's something worth considering. Much of what we call food today has been significantly altered from its natural state. By biological standards, food should sustain life and provide nutrients for tissue repair. But industrial starches primarily add volume, texture, and shelf stability with minimal nutritional value. They function as fillers rather than nourishment. Research shows that nearly 70% of calories children consume today come from ultra-processed foods, and more than half of that comes from industrial starch. By teenage years, that percentage often increases. This may help explain why metabolic health concerns are appearing at younger ages. Breaking free. So what can you do about it? Start with awareness. Check your ingredient labels. If you see modified starch, 64-maltodextrin, cornstarch, or similar ingredients, consider alternatives. Focus on whole foods, vegetables, quality proteins, eggs, and natural fats. Your body is designed to process these efficiently. And remember, it's not about avoiding all carbohydrates. It's about choosing real, minimally processed carbs over heavily refined ones, the ones designed for shelf life rather than human health. Final thoughts. The reality is, food processing has transformed something that was once natural, starch, into a highly refined ingredient that raises significant metabolic concerns. But now, you know what to look for. If you care about your blood sugar, your liver function, and your brain health, this is the carb worth reconsidering in your diet. Because the most problematic carbohydrate isn't necessarily the one that tastes sweet. It's the one that appears harmless on the label.